Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope that the information that I've been providing to you has been useful and you've been able to learn a little bit more about insurance. So, in our last video, I spoke to you about HMOs, how they work, and who they benefit. In this video today, we will be talking about PPOs. So, let's get to it. So, what is a PPO? A PPO stands for a Preferred Provider Organization. Now, unlike your HMOs, they do have a preferred network of doctors, but they offer a lot more flexibility because you can see out of network doctors. Because of that flexibility, a lot of PPOs do not require you to have your primary care doctor. You may not even need a referral to see a specialist. So that's a perk, because if you're a person who, sees a lot of doctors and you just want to go to anywhere without having to worry, like, oh my God, it's a doctor's network, is this going to be covered? It's something helpful. Or if you just don't want to change your doctors, that's also something helpful. Now, with your PPOs, they do have that network of providers, which tend to be lower in cost for you. Because of this flexibility that PPOs offer to you, their out-of-network costs or their general costs are a lot more expensive because doctors charge different fees. Each doctor. Not every doctor charges the same. And, with the HMO, they're restricted to their contract. They agree to what they get paid in. With the PPO and out-of-network doctors, not going to have that because they're out-of-network. They're not with any contract with them. So your out-of-pocket costs are going to vary. They may be different. There's going to be a different cost sharing. You may have higher deductibles, higher premiums, most definitely. Higher co-pays and higher co-insurances. So it's very important to look at that, especially with your deductibles, because your deductible is something that you have to pay upfront before your insurance covers anything. And that works basically with any type of insurance. Your cell phone breaks, you got to pay a deductible before they even cover it. Your car, you get an accident, you got to pay that deductible before they help you pay for the damage to the car. So it works the same with health insurance. The only thing is that health insurance tends to be a little bit more expensive because medical care is extremely expensive, especially when you go to hospital services. So, it's important to see that because I've had members call me where they have a $7,000 deductible, and a lot of times they're not expecting to meet that deductible because they think, I'm okay, I'm pretty healthy, but then all of a sudden they get hit with this emergency. Something as simple, not simple, but something like breaking their leg, right? And all of a sudden the doctor says, you know what, we need to do some x-rays on you, and you have a $6,000 deductible. And these x-rays cost $700. That doctor is going to ask you to pay those $700 up front. And, a lot of people just don't have those resources available to just pay up front. More than likely it happens also with surgery. You need to suddenly get some type of surgery and you have this $6,000 deductible. They're going to ask you to pay for that $6,000 deductible up front. So that's something to keep in mind. The flexibility is great, but if you have these high out-of-pocket costs, you got to keep in mind that a lot of doctors are going to request that deductible up front. So, you have to be prepared for that because although you may think, hey, I'm really healthy, everything's going to be fine, I won't even have to meet that deductible, I like the flexibility, an emergency happens. That's life. Now, with a lot of out-of-network doctors also, many of them, just because of the fact that they want to make sure that they're going to get paid, they're going to ask for you to pay for services up front, even if it's not a deductible, before even submitting a claim. So it's important for you to make sure, 100% sure with your insurance, whoever that is, that they cover that. Give them a call. That's what member services is about. They're there to check that for you. Hey, listen, I'm going to this dermatologist. The dermatologist wants to charge me for services up front, and I want to make sure I'm going to be reimbursed. More than likely, the insurance is going to tell you, well, tell your dermatologist they have to submit a claim. But a lot of doctors have their own policies in their offices, and those policies, especially if they're out of network, they have nothing to do with the insurance. So it's very important for you to check that. Your premiums may be higher, your co-pays may be higher, your deductible, but you have great flexibility. You could go to any doctor. You could go to an in-network doctor. Those doctors are going to be, of course, cheaper because they're in that preferred network. but the out of networks will be covered as well, just at a little bit of a higher cost. So basically, with your PPO, you do have the flexibility to see in or out of network providers, but the only con is your premiums are about a bit higher. You may have more deductibles, you may have higher co-insurances and higher co-pays, which are always listed under your summary of benefits, your schedule of benefits, your evidence of coverage stipulates how your providers could bill you, all of that information. This is why I always stress to members when they call me, please read your welcome packet. I know a lot of us are under the habit of just getting our welcome packet. We take out our ID cards and we're like, oh, I got my insurance. And then that's it. And it doesn't happen up until suddenly you're hit with that sudden emergency and you're like, what is this? And it's all in there. So we'll go over a little bit later how to read those summary benefits and terms that are available, which sometimes seem very confusing, but really isn't, and how to get that all done. So remember, please leave a comment below if you have any questions. I am always willing to answer your questions. I'm always looking for more topics to talk about. And I hope once again that this information was useful to you. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Bye.